right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, EL Discipline. Alongside me is Suey Sotomayor. Couple of episodes left. Normally, I'm not like this unless it's the season premiere, but I thought I would be running late. Had my meeting, and then I'm in the process of also. Let me let them know what I'm doing, because they're
Take
tuning
it
into
away.
professionalism, right? So
Yeah.
we're not gonna be professional real quick, but we'll get into the topic and everything else. But just letting you know and everybody, I'm planning some stuff with deans at colleges,
Ooh.
speaking engagements, and some events. I'm planning on doing on the low. Like it's not gonna be some big social media thing and posting. No, it's gonna be low key. Only the people that are attending will know what I'm doing.
Nice.
Got a
That's still
fashion show
exciting.
coming up.
You're in
For
it?
a
You're
brand.
you're
No,
in it from the brand.
I got models that are gonna be supporting some of the brand. I got a lot of things going on, so I just didn't want to change. I'm like, it's just knock it out, and then
Easier.
I'll change after we finish the
But
show.
you look snazzy.
Yo, stop hitting on me, man.
This man.
Leave me alone, all right? Sexual harassment. I'm gonna go to HR.
I
You know what I'm
am
saying?
HR. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's so weird when a man is saying that, right?
Stop hitting on me. Sexual harassment.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I've ever heard it. So
Like, why you gonna be snitching like a little bitch?
that's not nice. You remember I sent you that video of that guy who said that something happened to him and he told somebody because what he was feeling, and they were like,
Mhm.
"Congratulations!" Like everybody gave him like the thumbs up, like, oh, because it was an older woman or something
Mhm.
like that. And meanwhile, he was suffering in silence. No way,
Mm.
Dito.
Um. Yeah. Shit like that happens,
It does happen.
and it's not taken seriously. But it is what it is, right? It's all about what makes you comfortable and what makes you uncomfortable. Like if I say something to you and you think that it's sexy, it's not catcalling, it's not creepy, it's not
Oh
sexual
yeah.
harassment.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about what makes you comfortable and uncomfortable. But what makes the man uncomfortable is shit, and would like people wouldn't take seriously compared to women. We talked
Mm.
about this
Yeah.
before.
It's
Kind of
different.
leads into a little bit of the topic what we're gonna get into, why somebody might be able to feel like they could be like that
Mm-hmm.
forward with somebody or whatever. I'm not picking
Forward.
on you per se, but I'm just saying why do they feel like that? But before we get into the topic, the people that follow the social media will know, but the ones that don't, that are just here, they are anticipating. So without further ado, let me get into my spill before we get into the spill. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all back because y'all know y'all fiends and you know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of discipline therapy where not everything is completely free. As we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see bloopers, behind the scenes, erotica posts. She's gonna go through it. You know what it is. But what is free is this judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt. But make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar compensation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're
We're
here.
here.
All right. And we have links in the description below on how to become part of our Patreon family and subscribe for exclusive content, bloopers, behind the scenes, Mr. Eel Discipline solo lectures of discipline therapy talk, his BDSM content, erotica posts, and writings. You have a new one like short story or poem, something.
Maybe
He's
later.
dropping. You guys gotta check that out.
Dropped already.
You
Dropped already.
It did drop already. That's what I was
Yeah,
asking.
dropped already.
All right.
And then maybe another one. What I try to do is like let's say we do a conspiracy. Like they're paying for a monthly subscription. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to post twice a month.
Right.
Once a month, but there's different categories, so I try to give a little bit of everything different times. So next
Mm-hmm.
month maybe I'll do audiobook.
Nice.
The following for maybe the first week of the month and the last week of the month. Maybe I'll do a erotica post, like
Mm-hmm.
I did an erotica post this
Exactly.
first week. Maybe the end of this month I we do a conspiracy theory topic. Or I do a discipline therapy talk myself
Mm-hmm.
about maybe it's BDSM content I do myself that I talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Last time was the toys. I had the toys up in display, and I talked about them inside the bedroom list.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta go there to subscribe to that to unlock it. So I give different things, right? So it really depends. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm really up to. I mean, I'm the anchor here, right? So I'll be like, yo, what you think
This is what we're
about this?
doing.
This is what
Yeah.
we're doing. You're like, okay.
Works for me.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really about our schedule,
Exactly.
timing, and whatnot. But they're paying, so I try my best to make sure it's consistent. It's been consistent for since 2022.
Very
Since we had
consistent.
20, I think 2022, summer 2022
Yep.
is when Patreon that
The
was
weekend mark.
created.
Oh, yep.
So I've been consistent. We've been consistent. But
Very.
I mainly post more on there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot more.
He's the brains, people.
Well, there's a lot more that I do. Like
Right.
you're
Plus,
not gonna
like,
be on there talking about BDSM with me. You're not gonna be on there showing.
exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So
That
you're not
I was
like
saying the same thing.
the discipline therapy talks.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about certain things like consent, rape, where it's flying over certain people's heads. Like if she's inebriated, and she is not consensual. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? She don't even realize that. And then the next day she acting funny, like she don't like you. That's a proof it wasn't consensual.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about stuff like that that might be a little bit more sensitive to YouTube
It is
by
about YouTube.
myself, on
Exactly.
Discipline Therapy Talk. I had you on a couple of guests as
Mm-hmm.
a guest.
That's
Um
true. We
yeah.
also upload all of his masterclass and workshop, the full videos there. And like he stated, we have some collaboration shows pertaining to more sensitive topics such as sexual abuse and rape, domestic violence, conspiracy theories, transgender, children abduction, government conspiracy theories, and much, much more with me. Once again, on how to become part of our Patreon family is patreon.com/the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Mr. Yield Discipline also has 7 books available out now for purchase. You could get it on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. We have it for the electronic versions, Kindle and Nook as well. So once again, the links are in the description below. And if you want to go to our store for online merch, like the cup, you go to disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. And we have different stuff there hitting almost every month. You want to go check it out. We have different categories. That's men, women, children, accessories. You know the deal. And last but not least, if you can't make it to watch us on our YouTube channel, don't worry. We're on wherever you get your audio entertainment. We are on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and much, much more.
Ladies and gentlemen, she forgets sometimes because it's overwhelming to be next to me every week. Overwhelming. That aura. Divine masculine, that aura, like, what I'm saying, especially today, I'm looking good, smelling good, it's hard, in the presence of a masculine. Women sometimes don't know how to think, it's just different. So, but
What I forget?
I'm joking. I'm just picking on you. You can't
No, but
think
I did
straight.
read. But I did
Yeah,
remember though.
okay. All right. So we're gonna get into it. It's a
You are
topic.
spicy tonight. He's a little spicy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the topic. Wait, I
It's in
didn't
my
even do
blood.
this.
My
Spiciness.
blood. Sounds on. Adobo.
What's that?
Pique.
What's the second one you said?
Adobo.
Oh,
You like, what's that?
I didn't hear you say adobo.
She like, what's that? Like she never used that before to cook.
You are on it today.
You a white girl today? Or
Oh
Latina? You
my.
still Latina? All right, let's get it in.
All right, let's
All
do it.
right.
I'm gonna get my. Do I need my boxing gloves? Do we mistaken entitlement for empowerment? Part 2.
Okay.
So we have, I guess, an example of that would be A man who leads with his pockets up front to a sovereign in a foreign country, they expect sexual advances from a woman because of his name.
Mm,
That makes sense. Or a pretty woman who receives constant attention daily by males and expects you to give her everything before you get to know her or take her on a date. So
yeah.
which one's which? Which one's entitlement and empowerment? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because what you gotta
They feel
understand,
like they're entitled to that.
what you gotta understand is there's something that entitlement is the byproduct of something, right? So if you think about it, there's things that build to get to
Mm-hmm.
that sense of entitlement. You get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if other people don't get that, as you're born and you're getting older and you're navigating into the world and your experiences are shaping your perspective, it's interesting to me how you'll get many different perspectives off one thing based off the people and their
Mm-hmm.
experiences.
That's true.
So what ends up happening with entitlement is what's being given for free in anything that can come in, tangible or intangible. Whether it's attention she's getting since she was a baby till she got to school, college, whatever, dating out there with family members, whatever it is. There's a sense of entitlement based off that beauty. She's not gonna know she's getting that attention unless it's warranted for something. So maybe her beauty is warranting that in her mind.
Mm.
She's not knowing that she's beautiful until she's getting all this attention. That now she's starting to realize her beauty are getting her better chances. Her beauty's putting her at an advantage. The
Okay.
job. She's
Mm-hmm.
not qualified, but that horny male boss. Now, you see what I'm
Or
saying?
like getting out of a ticket.
Getting out of a
Mm-hmm.
ticket. So now she's learning to use those
Yes.
tools. The sovereign, the
King.
prince
Mm-hmm.
to the sovereign now taking over.
Okay.
So now he's getting all of this stuff for free because of his existence.
Like nepotism.
Yes.
Mm.
So now he navigates out there into the world, and where he is, it's going to be acceptable because it's kind of like the law. So he
Mm-hmm.
can go out there into the world and talk to a woman however he wants. Oh, I'm gonna offer you this, give me sex, da da da. Who you think you're talking to? You know who my father is? It's
Mm-hmm.
accepted. But let's say he comes to America.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? From there. Now he wants to branch out and be independent and come to America and try that.
That might
He's
work.
gonna try it 100%.
And
It's
he's
not
gonna
going
learn.
to work with everybody. Let's say he walks into the club, a bar, dressed right, whatever it is, and he's bringing the same ideology from his country
Mm-hmm.
here. And now the women are like feminists. Perfect example. He's bringing that energy with them, and they're now trying to humble him, put him in his place. Who do you think you're talking to?
Mm.
Then he's like, you know who I am? You know how much money I have? You know how much money I have in my country?
Yeah.
I'm on vacation. That's entitlement.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It has
Mm-hmm.
to be built. So that's the byproduct. So if people don't understand that, that's how you get to that level. For example, the woman with the cop. How does she
Mm-hmm.
like the audacity of her to try that? That's a risk. That's a risk. What if because she's going to try certain things that she's used in the past to get off that ticket. That's what I'm trying to
Yes.
make you understand because
No,
you're
no.
looking weird.
Yeah.
She's not just gonna go off, just stay quiet and let me just stay quiet here and then just
Sometimes if you're just quiet and put those,
yeah, but she's still what you're doing right now is still an action. So how does she
yes,
feel that she can do that? Because she
because
got
it's
away with it
happened.
before.
Correct.
So that's
But
why
she's not gonna be like, oh, come on, like,
yeah, but these are skills that you're building
yeah.
because of an entitlement
Yes.
of what you're seeing the result of it.
Mm. I get it. No, but the whole ticket one that worked. I mean, that worked. I've gotten out of a ticket I don't know if it's necessarily because of my looks, but because of where I work. I'm
It's
like,
all it's also, you know what it is?
I don't have
It's
my
you
license.
know what it is? It's also depending on
The cop?
no. Well, yeah, I was gonna get into that, but I want to get into A first before B. It also depends on who you're getting that free stuff from.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman, for example, has the audacity to do that to operative word male cop, because I was gonna put woman in there, male
Mm-hmm.
cop because of the male gender. So now she gets
Yep.
unlucky having a heterosexual. I'm gonna make sure we put a context.
Female.
Heterosexual female. No, you don't know what I was gonna say. Female. Because if she's
Female.
lesbian, maybe it could work.
Mm-hmm.
Heterosexual female now. Now she's looking in the rearview mirror. Fuck. It's a female. It's a female.
Mm-hmm.
So now she can't do that. She could try, but that woman is heterosexual.
But
She got
she
a husband at home.
she
She's
could appeal
straight.
to.
She's not gay whatsoever. She's not bi-curious. So now she tries that same thing with the female. It doesn't work. So that's why I mean the free
Mm-hmm.
stuff you're getting also matters with whom
Exactly.
or gender.
Yep.
So now that plays into your subconscious of that regard. So remember when it was an episode we did where you were asking me questions
Based on a book.
before BDSM went all the way to Patreon. We kind of had some on YouTube where you were doing the questions and I was kind of like playing as the guest and
Not
you were the host.
not for one of the books. Just
No,
for,
no,
so
no,
on
no.
that
This
part.
is a
Got you.
specific one,
This is like
and this
season
one,
one or
this
two.
is I was remember. I remember. No, this was like 4, maybe 5.
Oh, okay.
I remember telling you we were wearing all black.
Really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
was wearing black fitted, black V-neck. You wearing like a black turtleneck. It was
Huh.
BDSM something. I forgot.
You want me to look it up?
No,
Okay.
but they can. They can
Yes.
scroll. But it was when I said that when I was younger, because like the women were just submitting so easy,
Mm.
like that entitlement. So
You were
it
kind of
was
expecting it from everyone.
yes,
Mm.
and like I was more arrogant with it.
Hmm.
I wasn't as compassionate as I am now. I wasn't as patient. You understand what I'm saying? More of an ego. So it's not. So I'm saying human beings. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It's you keep feeding this. You keep feeding it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to just overcome, or your intuition just be like, oh, this is not right. Your intuition is not gonna say that to you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it comes with growth. The
Definitely.
entitlement is I believe like immature. It's
I
not
was
growth.
thinking that same word.
So you got to understand
Definitely.
that everywhere you are, who you're with, you should want to put work there.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like we don't like to do just relationship. They got a lot of relationship podcasts, and they could have that.
Mm-hmm.
Our podcast not predicated off that, but we do add that in
Yep.
because that
It's
is part of
important.
like business and people. They all tie in together, so we
Mm-hmm.
can't exclude that, even though it's sensitive for a lot of people and we want to avoid it.
Right.
So easy to talk about money. Make money your own business. Bring people on here, talk about relationships. They get nervous. They get
Mm-hmm.
sensitive. No, let's not talk about. I'm still dealing with a heartbreak. They don't want to talk about it, but you can't avoid it.
It's true.
So even in the relationship aspect where men and women are going out there, we talked about it. The pockets leading, the
Mm-hmm.
man, the
Mm-hmm.
woman expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So even that is entitlement because we're not willing to put in the work. Humble people know that I need to earn her submission.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I don't want to go through the courting process. But that's the process because you got to go A, B, C.
Right. There's
You
no
can't do
shortcuts.
A to Z because if you try to go to A to Z, you're not going to get something meaningful.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it's going to
There's no
end
shortcut.
before it gets started. And it's going to backfire. And you're not going to get somebody to respect your boundaries. They're going to disrespect you. It's just going to be failure. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a first time job. Oh, you just passed your license? Let me go buy you a Ferrari. No, you gonna get a bodega. You gonna get a hoopty. You gonna
Mm-hmm.
get a Toyota Camry 95 to practice with. Then you earn that sports car or whatever it is. Not gonna give you that. You gonna mishandle it.
Mm-hmm. Put the
So
wrong gas, everything.
put wrong, yeah, because you're not even put on to game with that. You don't even know to read the
You
manual.
see? Silly
So,
people.
in that regard, when we talk about work, that's what a lot of people lack today. When we talk about modern relationships, because modern people operate in every fashion that way,
Mm.
in the relationship,
At
in
work.
at work, in society, on social media. You know what I'm saying? They operate on a modern mindset. Their minds are warped. So they operate on a modern mindset in every endeavor,
Like
in every
how?
venue,
Like can you
in
give me
on every platform.
can you give
So
me an example?
for what?
For that statement. Like how do they do that in for everything?
So in relationship, leading with your pocket before you know her. She ain't a prostitute. You
Mm.
do that to prostitute. Go to the facility and get an escort. That works there. But if you're
That's
trying to
true.
build something with her, why are you moving like that? That's modern. That damn ain't traditional.
Mm.
um the woman posting her body online,
Mm.
then
That's true.
expecting to get something serious.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's modern. That's dumb. Doesn't make sense.
That's like when they used to say, "Why buy the milk when you got the cow at home?" or something like that.
Yeah.
It's why get it if you could see it online now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the job, right? You showing up late and expecting to get paid for the full shift.
Mm.
That's a modern mentality. That's Gen Z
That's
type shit.
crazy.
Because millennials or traditional people know about work.
And
They
work
know they
ethic.
have principles, they got values. So if you got certain values, like you think time is money, yo, like time is money. I can't be late. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm on time, I'm late. If I'm 5 minutes, 10 minutes early, I'm on time. Cause I need time to prepare and what I tell my
I'm
employees that
still
all the
late.
time. Don't
I
just
ain't
think because I
15.
put you at 12 p.m. and you walking at 12 p.m. you on time. You should be here at 11:55, getting ready, doing everything out here at 12.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that's how you do it in the job. What was the other one? I did relationship, workplace, online,
Business.
online, right?
You did
I
the
did.
online, the girl.
So same thing with the dude online because I did the woman. He's showcasing his cars. He's
Oh,
showcasing his
the
money.
stacks of money.
He's
Yeah.
he's he's boasting. He's chasing clout. That's a modern thing.
Modern guys do the thirst traps too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what about in business?
In business, um, well, the cornerstone to having a successful business is trust and respect. They don't establish those. They don't understand about negotiation. They don't like if I give you $3,000 and say go deposit this and whatever, you not a woman you yeah, I got it. Yo, did you deposit that money? Oh
I
shit, I forgot.
forgot.
Yo, it's been 2 days. I didn't call you because I thought it was done.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 2 days. What happened? Oh, I got tired or you lose it.
Or the bank was closed because I currently right now have my dad's money that I have to deposit in the bank, but it was closed on
So
Friday.
so like that's like you're
Oh
not
God.
establishing that trust and respect.
Yeah.
So I feel like modern people try to violate that because traditional people, it's not about you, it's about them. Like I say
Yeah.
that I'm a man of my word because it ain't about you.
I was just
I'm gonna
about to
be up all
say.
night, can't look at myself in the mirror because I take pride in that. So it's not about you, it's about me. Traditional people
Mm,
hold themselves accountable in that regard. So they're going to feel a way if they're not um intact with their moral character,
right. If they
with
haven't
their
kept their
core
word.
values,
Yep.
their G codes, man or woman. So modern people would just be like, "Fuck it." The we had a show with the shit on you, girls trips,
Oh
the
yeah.
shit on you. Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, nobody will find out. I just do it one time." And let them show me for 150,000 would change my life. So the modern person will most likely do that.
Mm. I was gonna say, and also the people back in the days, they used to be like, "My word is bond,"
Yeah.
and
And that's how
and
they held
it
themselves
would
accountable.
exactly.
And that dictate their character.
Yep. It wouldn't sit right if they didn't fulfill what they said they were gonna do.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so
Yeah, the kids of now, they do not have that.
yeah, so I think the entitlement comes from like a modern mentality to have. But like I
I
said
guess.
earlier,
Or
with
rich.
the with the being humans, yes, we're given this freely. We take advantage of it, we take it for granted, and now can become a sense of entitlement. But when you mature, trust me, you don't just go out there thinking that everything's gonna be handed to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna think I gotta put in work.
Yep.
So everything the guy does, he's gonna think I gotta put in work. Everything the woman does thinks she gotta put in work. So the feminine woman navigating out there into the dating market is wanting to earn his dominance and respect. Oh, I gotta earn you.
Mm.
She's gonna appreciate that. She's not gonna look at that as a red flag. Damn, you're making me earn you. Like, wow, I felt like I had to earn you. No, that's a modern mentality. She's gonna actually value that because she's gonna look at you as different.
Mm-hmm. That brings me to this one. A man or woman who doesn't work for your submission or dominance and expects to receive special treatment because you're in a relationship. That's another example.
Oh shit, I didn't even know we had that.
That was that's the last one.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely. That's like, setting a standard that you yourself can't even hold. You know what I mean? Like if you're expecting something, special treatment or whatever, then you need to be
yeah.
acting special.
You give
Or
some you
yeah,
give something to somebody for free the first time.
yes,
Okay.
they're always gonna expect it.
Then it's nothing though because it's just, oh, it's a one-time occasion maybe. You give it to them a second time. The third time there's expectation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now you give it to them again. The fourth time becomes like some codependency
but also, why are we giving it 4 times?
because they're not being checked. The
Mm.
man's not being checked on it, and the woman's not being checked on it. Yo, I gave you this 3 times. You didn't appreciate it. Da-da. They keep doing it. I'm just telling you the human mind how it's working.
But
When
who's
it's
checking the
just
man?
so the simp guy is doing this.
I
Okay,
got you.
so the woman is just, he did it the first time. Okay, cool, what, nice, whatever. Does the second time. Third time, I'm expecting it. Keeps doing it. Fourth time, now I depend upon it. So now, when it's not given to you, what comes out of that? Resentment.
An attitude.
Because now that's the entitlement. That's like in direct correlation.
Mm.
When you're not putting in work for these things, you're not gonna value them. That's why submission and dominance get valued when there's work put in to earn them.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. So who's in the wrong in that situation? The person who is now acting bratty because they're expecting something that they've always been given, or the
The-
person who didn't check themselves and said, well, wait a second, that was a mistake, or I'll just let it do it twice.
They're both in the wrong, but whoever is receiving it, whoever is receiving it, knowing damn well that
That they shouldn't be.
they can't reciprocate those feelings or they're not interested in them, is in the wrong.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because at that moment it's like you're taking advantage
Gotcha.
or you're misleading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you think about it, the man that's getting that from the woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's not, listen, I just want to tell you right now, I'm not interested. If you're gonna do all this free shit, I just want to let you know, I don't like leading people on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not interested. This ain't gonna turn into some me giving you dick or whatever, me taking you on trips, whatever, paying for shit, providing for you in financial aspects or whatever it is because you're doing this. Just know that, right?
Mm.
And she's like, yeah, cool. I just wanna support you, a powerful man, blah blah blah. Okay, so there's something established there,
Right.
whether it's verbal, through text, whatever agreement, whatever it is, right? So if the woman start acting wild now, getting in her feelings, it's on her. Because remember, there was already something placed there where she could have ran. Listen, I'm telling you from the beginning, it's not gonna turn into something.
Right.
If right then and there she had ulterior motives, she'd be like, okay, I'm gone. But remember, she's like, cool. So I'm trying to show you that it's not just with women that's getting it. With the simps.
Yeah.
Like, it could be like a woman is doing that to a man, but nobody's putting no standards and boundaries. So now, for the woman's side, the dude is like, whoever is giving is oblivious. Like, I don't blame him. Remember the show, the last one, we had pushers and addicts? Who's to blame?
Yeah.
The addict is like the simp. And the pusher is the woman receiving that don't check. The addict is the woman who wants to serve and give this dude stuff, ideas, whatever, gifts, and she's not getting anything in return. She's the addict. He's the pusher. Remember, because it's the why. Like, remember, the addict for the gym. What's the pusher? The gym, the advertisement, the personal trainers. So the pusher is like the why. The pusher is the motivator. So she's saying, oh, you're a powerful man, da da da. Motivator. The dude probably simping for her beauty. He's interested. So her beauty, or whatever it is, maybe she's popular in high school, whatever, cheerleader, whatever it is. The incel guy that came from money. His parents came from money. So he got credit cards when none of his peers got them. He got the Mercedes-Benz he's driving it, but he's a simp. Just because you got that car don't mean it's going to change who you are. Like, you're still a simp. You get fuck your car. So in that regard, like, he's buying her shit. Like, oh my God, how much was this Breitling? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's nothing to him. Remember, he comes from money.
What's a Breitling?
Watch. So now, like, she's like, wow, you know how much this is? Yeah, don't worry about it. But she keeps accepting the gifts. There's something that the catalyst for him to keep doing that. Whether it's her beauty, whether it's popularity, whatever it is. So that's that pusher. He's the addict for that. So the addict is just oblivious. They're like a kid that's misguided. You know, so it's the pusher's responsibility to check it. And if she puts those standards and boundaries and he continues to do it, if he gets in his feelings, it's on him because she gave that out. But most women don't do that.
No, most women don't do that.
And men, that's why it's rare for men to get that treatment. So that's why I'm pushing it more.
Honest like that?
No.
You're
not.
Oh.
Just hold on. Let me get you back on. So the woman that's spoiling him, and he's like, listen, nothing's going to turn out of this, right? Like, that's what I mean. It's very rare that happens. So it's more common for the man to simp for the woman. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about that because that's more common. The special guys get the other thing.
That's true.
So the dudes that's simping for the women, it's his fault if he's getting in his feelings. Because if she put those boundaries already, but if she's not, it's her fault.
Right, because she's leading him on.
Yes, and he don't know because he could be thinking, even if she's like, oh, I'm not interested, or whatever it is, but she's not shutting him down. She'll come to him for things. It's not like, okay, I'm not interested. This is not going to turn into anything. And he's like, no, I just want to love you, whatever. And he's sending her things, whatever, flowers, gifts, or whatever it is. She's making it worse because she's using him for things. She needs a ride.
Mm-hmm.
She oh, I'm lonely today. You're my buddy. You're
I
my
was
friend.
con
Let's go get pizza, and he pays. Can you pay for me? Like she's going beyond.
right.
She's now like using him, and that's giving him false hope because that's making him think, oh, yo, she lying. She said she wasn't interested, but she want to go out.
Mm-hmm.
She want me to take her to the club, and she's inviting her friends. Oh, okay, I'm the shit. You see?
Mm-hmm.
That's the fault because she's taking it to the next level. It's a double whammy here.
Mm-hmm.
So if she puts boundaries that yo, it's not gonna turn into anything, blah blah. I don't find you attractive. But then she's kind of pursuing. That's what I would say she's pursuing
Well,
because she's dependent upon him. That's how the woman is like chasing
mm, I
the
think also
need.
right.
You get it?
Mm-hmm. I think it could also be like when they're friends, like say young high school kids, let's say, and there's always like the guy friend, and he turns out to start liking her, and she's like, I don't like you like that. A lot of times, I feel like, especially younger girls, um, they don't want to hurt their feelings. They don't want to be mean. They don't want to, and that's why I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do. I think that that's
That
very wrong.
that's
But
used.
you should, like you said, you should state your boundaries, and the woman should
Yeah,
be
but
honest about it.
the thing is, women ain't gangster,
No.
and they think they are. But their emotions is what betrays them,
Yeah.
and that's what it
All the
is
time.
because gangster belongs to men.
Mm-hmm.
So when these women are doing this stuff, they think they're being gangster. Maybe even I got a roster. But it's that one component where, oh, I don't want to hurt her feelings. Like me, I'll hurt a woman's feelings. I'll callous as fuck. I'm rude naturally. And then the ones who belong to me get that kindness. They don't ever see the rude unless they violate and disrespect. Then they get punished and then they see a different side. But they rarely see that. It's mad peaceful here. But I'm rude to people. That's what makes them special.
Mm-hmm.
So reality is, yo, baby, you call me an asshole? Oh, I accepted that a long time ago. You ain't telling me nothing that's gonna hurt my feelings. But it's hard for a woman to be an asshole.
Yep.
You see, so
Well,
that puts them in the wrong to not even want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just try to avoid it as possible. Like you could turn a man down respectfully,
yeah, that's true.
but it's so hard, right? Because there's some women that are so fucked up that like I would tell young men, if she's running, let her run. There's some
Yes.
women that are so fucked up that they're playing a game. Let me see how much he's gonna work for me.
Yep.
So they do it in a way that's manipulative, that's not v- open communication.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, I want you to chase me. I'm interested in you. She'll
It's like
say
playing
some
games.
asinine stuff like, oh, I'm busy, whatever. Oh, I really got a man, whatever. Still giving you time of day. Not like turning you down, saying, oh, yeah, if my man found out, this be a problem. That's not how you turn a man down
Yeah.
because that's letting him know you're interested.
Mm-hmm.
You in regards, no, I love my man, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, oh, because that's if you look in depth and you're dissecting that, that's like saying, because a lot of times women are subliminal. That's like saying,
Yeah.
I'm interested in you,
Mm-hmm.
but if I didn't have them, da da da. You shouldn't be looking at no dudes anyways. Answering
That could
DMs,
also
no
be like
way.
testing the waters. Like some guys will be like, "Oh, you
Yes.
got a man? No, thank you." So they'll say that, and if the guy goes, "Well, what your man got to do with?"
Yes, but that's why I'm saying
Okay,
the
go
fucked up
bad.
women who are not healed and have
Yes.
terrible unresolved trauma
Oh,
will think like that.
yep.
Well, if I tell him I got a man, he's gonna think I'm desirable. See the fucked up mentality?
Mm-hmm.
That desire will feed him to chase.
Mm-hmm. It's also kind of like those women who like say things to get their boyfriends like jealous, knowing that they're jealous and that it might fly out of get out of
Yeah,
hand. Like why are you
yeah.
even do that for?
Or let me ignore him for a couple of times. Let me post
Mm-hmm.
and then see if he's gonna give me some type of attitude. If he gives me rah rah rah, I know he
Yeah,
cares.
he loved
If
you.
he reprimands me, I know he cares. These are the toxicity
Mm-hmm.
that I'm talking about.
But also there are, we've seen it on the news plenty of times where a girl says, "No, thank you," and then they get acid thrown on them or hit with a bottle in the face or something. No man, there's
That's not
on both
common.
sides. It's been on the news plenty of time.
It's okay. It's been on the news plenty of times, happening with 5 guys from 5 different countries. It's not common that's gonna happen every day in New York with every guy. It's not common that's gonna happen every day in California
No, but
with
you
every
don't,
guy.
not with every guy. But
That's
that's the
that's
thing.
what I
You don't know
mean.
which guy it's
That's what
gonna
I
happen.
mean.
It
You
can
don't.
happen
You
when it's
don't.
scary.
It is scary, but you know what? You could avoid that by seeing certain mannerisms because that's a lack of emotional intelligence. Listen, if I see a beautiful woman, I could appreciate her.
Mm-hmm.
Nice body and whatnot. We're out. Not online. She's already disqualified. She's letting everybody see what.
Oh,
No, no, no.
yeah,
I'm
that too.
territorial. She's
Mm-hmm.
already disqualified. But oh, that sucks. In person, I meet her, who's fully clothed, whatever, and I walk up to her and I talk. Like I build conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come here often. What's your name? I introduce myself.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name? Just build conversation. And then we go around off of that. Right? This is the attention aspect that she's getting attention of having a beautiful man talk to her. Now, right off the bat, her man is the shit. She deads it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the woman that is in her virtue and understands righteousness does not entertain that, even if I'm a beautiful man. She deads it. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a man. Nice to meet you. I got a man. Like, brushing me off quick. She continues to let me talk to her. Why? You got work husbands too. Maybe she got male friends. So she's allowing me to talk to her still. And we're both engaging in conversation, not just one-sided. So now it gets to the point where, you know what? I can't leave without getting your number. I loved our conversation. Let me get that. Now she's like, oh, I got a man. I'm quick. No problem. Good luck with your future endeavors. Nice to meet you. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be like, well, let me get your Instagram. Oh, he don't let you have friends. No, that's simping. I got a lot of pride.
Mm-hmm.
I got my dignity. I'm walking away with grace, with my head up high still. The other shit would be like, God damn, dude, where's your dignity? You're now settling for second and third best? She said she just kind of turned you down right there.
Yeah.
Me, I'm gone. But other dudes that don't have this emotional intelligence, that's the part I'm getting to.
Mm-hmm.
They do what you said. They do what you said, and that could also come with a sense of entitlement. Because I've heard dudes and I've seen dudes had a lot of money that do the same shit. Who you think? What? Who you think you turning down? What? And then they violate.
Rich people definitely do that
Yes,
shit.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Don't
'Cause
matter
for
the
what?
race.
Daddy has the money.
Don't matter the race.
Yeah.
So that is the cornerstone of this topic, entitlement. So
Mm-hmm.
those dudes that are doing the acid stuff, entitlement. Me walking away, which a lot more men that are like this, who have emotional intelligence, are walking away with grace and still being respectful. Um, they know that they gotta put in work. That's why they're doing that. The spoiled brat man child is doing that because he's not used to work. He don't think. Remember what he's saying? You know who I am, da da da. Or maybe he doesn't say that. He's just bottom tier. Maybe doesn't have money, but he's violating in that regard too. Oh, fuck you then, anyways. He wasn't that hot.
Yeah, that's
Doing more other stuff. Maybe abuse.
Yeah.
What happened with there was a Brooklyn situation where she was gonna get liquor
Yeah.
and they beat her.
Yep.
Situations like that. So it like emotional intelligence is um it is adopted from men, from boys, from men. So that's why I'm saying like men teach boys this.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So like when my dad would have us wait in line and he would have the belt and then he would have his leg on top of his thigh just waiting there, that's emotional intelligence. Because we were acting crazy in church, embarrassing. He could blow up at us. He's gonna be like, oh, each person gonna get their turn. That's some crazy emotional intelligence. And I used to study him. Like when I look at my father, I say that's the epitome of a real man. My late grandfather, that's the epitome of a real man.
That's so nice.
You see what I'm saying? So When you're talking about those type of guys, they most likely grew up without fathers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're doing that. Also, the guy leaving with grace knows his value.
Yeah.
And he could keep it in his mind. It's your loss, not
Mhm.
mine. He don't even need to say that because he's so confident. I could get another one like as I'm walking out the door. Better.
Mm-hmm.
God do it. The universe, when one door closes, a bigger one opens. That's why that one little door had to close.
Mm-hmm. Divine intervention.
So it's the mentality that structures the movement of people in general.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I think this entitlement thing comes from a mentality, an immature one.
Mm-hmm.
That we got people who are like grown,
Yeah.
like physically.
Yeah.
They're not
Old.
grown technically.
Right.
They getting older, but they ain't growing up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like man children and women children or
Mhm.
female children and male children.
Like a 50-year-old still wanting to be on the block or something like that.
Yeah,
Like
what?
a vieja going to a club. What are you doing? That's
Yeah,
the time
what?
for that is past, sister. Come on.
What?
Now, I'm not saying
Because
that older women shouldn't go to clubs. I'm just saying.
yeah, because she feels, oh yeah, well I was restricted and I was sheltered and my kids are out now. Now I got the time. Do something
It's
better with your
crazy.
life. What are you gonna
Yeah.
get there?
Absolutely nothing.
Worse shit. And then you're gonna be drinking spirits.
Ugh.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
drinking different spirits. That's gonna make you influence
Mm-hmm.
and doing
make you act
uncharacteristic
different.
things, or
Is it the same thing?
or just exuding what's already inside you. You just hiding.
Mm-hmm. That mask is coming off. Oh shit.
So yeah, I think that the entitlement mentality, even the aura of it, a sickness. Somebody can't just walk into the room and be like, oh well, this man talks too much. He could just people. He don't need to say he's a king. Just let him walk into the room, and people will feel that aura. No, see, that's the entitled mentality. People don't know me. I'm walking into a room full of billionaires and millionaires. I'ma talk my shit because that's work. So they know me. By the time I leave there, they know my name first and last. They know what the fuck I did. God damn, this is a special individual. Why? Because I didn't just show up all dressed in a suit and was just like quiet and was like, well, people are just gonna know me. Let me just sit here quiet. They're just gonna know because of my aura, how I'm dressed. They're gonna know who the fuck I am.
Right.
No, that's an
makes
entitled
sense.
person.
Yeah. That's true.
The woman going into the dating market, getting her body done, getting all this, oh, because I look this certain way, or because I was able to acquire this in the past. Dudes always did this for me. Let me ride in their car. Let me drive the shit, Lamborghinis, whatnot. And you know what? I'm gonna come in here, and before we go out on the first date, you gotta cash at me. Nails are expensive. My hair is expensive, and dude, like you gotta cash at me. You want to spend time with me? It costs money.
That sounds like, I hate to say it, but so like whorish. Like, okay, it's
It
like
is
checking off. Do you want the nails
it
done?
is
That's gonna
it
cost
is
extra.
it is not
That's crazy.
it is that. It is that. And to put more context, it is the modern prostitution era. Pimp prostitution era. That's what it is with the modern way. Now everything is currency, right? Transactional relationships
So, yeah.
and technology.
Yeah.
Not like it was back in the days. So this is the new prostitution era. So yeah, I
wild.
agree with you in that regard. It is, but it's flying over their head. They're not gonna look at it that way.
Yeah, no. But also, it's just that's what a crazy message that you're sending, though. Like, I don't even know you, but you have to pay for my nails first
Yeah.
before I get to know you.
So
I wanna do it, on my end first.
so
But
this
if you
type
want
of
to.
this type of entitlement gets broken from education. Applying that education, it comes from men checking it and coming together as a cohesive unit. That's how it's broken. That is how it's broken. I hate to say this, and they always say like, "Oh, misogyny and whatever." Da, 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 he's doing this. Most of the time, women riots don't create shit. But let the masculine men or the alphas get together and say shit. shit gonna get done. So if dudes, and this is the point I'm getting to, if dudes all come together and say, women, put your clothes on. We don't want to see you online. We're not saying we don't like that, but we don't want to see you online like that. Women, we need more submission. We need more femininity. We need this. We need that. Stop doing this. Other dudes, stop simping. And we follow that. It can work. It starts with the men going on strike permanently. Like, I'm going on strike from simping permanently because that's what's building the sense of entitlement for the women.
Yeah, but you have guys that are super awkward who are being they're probably if they meet you, they're gonna be like, "Are you crazy? That's the only way we can see them is
What do you mean?
online on OnlyFans." They're not gonna want them to stop if they're super hella awkward, like geeky,
Yeah,
nerdy
but you
incels.
know what? Those type of guys, their opinions don't count. And I know people are gonna be like, God damn, that shit sucks. Like, you shouldn't be saying that. Their opinions don't count because their credibility shit. They don't got
Mm,
credibility. That's why their opinion don't count in that regard.
mm,
So what I'm talking about is the men that are at that level of success
mhm.
with women and in their endeavors, and those guys probably don't got shit going for themselves. I 100% guarantee you. They
Yeah.
don't. In the
Probably,
household, they
yeah,
playing
most
video
likely.
games. They don't got good shit going for themselves. Because if they did, their mentality would be different. Right or wrong.
Yes.
You
Correct.
see?
Mhm.
So we gotta look at the men who are really doing real shit, moving communities,
Mhm.
changing people's lives, saving people's lives for real,
Yeah,
because those people respect them.
definitely.
So the women respect them. They don't respect the OnlyFans guys. They know they're Sims.
They
They
want
know
that
them.
money.
They're not gonna listen to them. So that's why I say those guys' opinions don't count. And it ain't even what I'm saying. I'm just saying things that everybody's thinking. Even those women or those females on OnlyFans say that in their
Mm.
mind. They might never say it because this is predominantly my consumers. Why would I say
Yeah.
that? Then I'm gonna go out of business.
Mhm.
But they know it themselves too, the thirsty women online, because I believe a woman is thirsty doing that thirst trap shit. That's the irony about her saying, "Oh, they're thirsty." She's thirsty. She's desperate.
For attention.
Yeah, probably love. Oh, if
Mm.
I get appease the male gaze, blah, 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 I'll get a winner. I'll nail
Yeah.
one. I'll nail an
Mhm.
athlete. This is
Something.
this is what they date. The BBLs, like this is what it comes down to, like real men, real operative word, traditional guys coming together and really talking. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to those traditional guys actually talking and saying
And
a
teaching, you're
spill,
saying. Yes.
because these women will only listen to them because they exude daddy energy and granddaddy energy. They're saying the same thing your grandfather would have said or your father would have said. And
Mhm.
those were the first loves. So all these other guys, that's why they in the friend zone. That's why they don't respect them. You got to understand, for the woman, I've said this already, trust and respect is the catalyst to building her attraction. Those are the prerequisites. You know, and it is the same thing for guys, but for him to want to provide. So you see the difference? For her to build sexual attraction for you has to be those things have to be intact. And those same things have to be intact for the man to want to move and provide. Because with that provision comes stipulations.
So you're
So if I'm
saying
paying all the bills, you can't post online. Just to make people understand, like that. You can't do this. You blah, 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 go into the club. Like, you see what I'm saying?
mhm,
So you make certain sacrifices for that provision. Just to put more context. What are you gonna say?
that for both men and women is trust and what was the other one?
Respect.
For both. Trust
Yeah.
and respect. Got you. Okay.
So mutually, right?
Yes.
But to make
For
us
different
engage in different things.
exactly. Yes. Got you.
So you gotta understand that there could be something. Well, there's women who's fucking dudes or whatever who don't trust and respect them.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. But like, how real is that? She
Mm.
probably dominates him. You see? I just put a twist on it.
It's true.
There's no way. There's no way. Because if he's dominating her there, that's the respect. May not be the trust, but that's the respect in that regard. Because she getting fucked by a man. And that's what women want. They like that manhandle because they want to feel a man. So that, in a sense of subconscious respect.
That's true.
Even if the trust is not there. So, well, there's women who's fucking men. Yeah, operative word, because that doesn't exist. A woman can't fuck a man. But if you're saying she's fucking a man, yeah, that makes sense. Probably stick something back there too. That's why there's no trust and respect.
Mm. Because she
So
feels that
we
she
can
could
talk
do
about it
whatever.
in that regard if they're throwing that,
Mm-hmm.
saying that's what it is. But most likely you gotta understand, feminine women need this to move in every regard. Masculine men need this to move. I think that the entitlement puts, and it all connects full circle.
Mm-hmm.
The entitlement puts us in a frame of no respect and trust. Because if a woman is, like, I'm trying to go out with her on the first date, telling me those things, yeah, entitlement, red flag, red flag. That's shit
Mm-hmm.
that's popping up. Entitlement, blah, 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 spoiled, brat. Oh. But now that I'm thinking of all these things, I'm thinking about bitch. Too. I'm thinking about skeezer. I'm thinking about hoochie. I'm thinking about jump off, tramp. And those are not respectful terms. So now you see he got to respect. So now it's like, no, I'm not respecting. And I don't even trust her because he probably does this with every guy. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say it comes back full circle. Now for the woman part, for the man engaging with the man, if the man is leading with his pockets, right off the bat, like let's say he's willing to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going on the first date. Cash at me. Da da da. Maybe she's testing him. He's willing to do it. Yeah, I don't trust and respect you. You're folded easy.
Mm.
Whoa, whoa,
Or
whoa.
she'll be
You're
like,
folded easy. So you don't have no principles. You don't
Mm.
have no values. You not. What makes you a man? You have no code. Oh, so I could get away with anything. See? So
Mm.
now that she knows she can get away with anything, the trust
Definitely
and respect
no
is not there.
respect. Yeah.
So she not gonna get wet. You see what I'm saying? It's different things
Yeah.
that make them want to engage, but it's the major common denominator: trust and respect
Yeah. That's true.
for both genders.
There's a good way of breaking it down.
So this entitlement is a sickness, and we gotta break it. But what's happening is there's too much coddling. That's why I said in the show prior, I do the right thing when I'm a boss at the job and I hire female employees.
Mm-hmm.
Dominant in the lifestyle. I have subs
Mm-hmm.
with nieces, right? It's the same thing. You hold them accountable
Mm-hmm.
because that is helping them grow. Versus
Definitely.
being the simp dad, simp uncle, simp boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
simp boss. That's just reinforcing their trauma. So
Yeah.
now they go into society, the household, school, and they do the same thing there.
Mm-hmm. You know that saying,
They're
one
not,
day they're gonna come up against somebody who's not gonna let them slide with whatever it is that they're
yeah,
getting
someone
away
like
with.
me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Exactly.
You run into like that
Exactly.
brick wall. You're running, you're knocking the what do they call those in when they're jumping the hurdles? Yeah,
Ah.
you're knocking the hurdles. Boom, 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 boom. Now you come into a brick wall. But you don't see it as a brick wall cuz you're used to hurdles, right? That's all you see. Every day, hurdles, hurdles, hurdles. So now you come into the brick wall and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to knock this shit down." Because you built some level of confidence too.
Mm-hmm. Some entitlement.
Yeah, to mentality. You build some level of confidence too. And tell me, I could run this shit. I could run this shit because I run all over them, through them. That's confidence because
Mm-hmm.
it's an accomplishment. So now you run. Oh, it's a wall, but I'm gonna do the same shit. Boom, and that is when
Knocks you right
reality
on your
hits you.
ass. Yeah.
That's when reality hits you,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, and then that's when you either change or
Mm-hmm.
you go a different route to keep knocking hurdles down.
Yeah.
That there's no
Hopefully you change
alternative.
for the better. Because you're gonna change either for the worse, you're gonna stay the same,
Yeah.
or you're gonna get better.
I think what helps them change is a couple of walls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
because they're definitely gonna try to knock it down
Mm-hmm.
a couple of more times, which
Because
is
they're hard headed.
using that analogy in a sense of maybe she's gonna use manipulation. She's gonna try to knock it down a couple of times to see what she
Mm-hmm.
could get. Because remember, she's used to the hurdles.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
You
definitely.
know, so comes down to the man too. Why is he leading with his pocket? He's used to that. Same thing. He's jumping.
Mm-hmm.
He's knocking down the hurdles. Then he reaches the brick wall where the humble feminine is putting him in his place. Like in regards to not in his place, make humbling him.
Mm.
Maybe people could say the same thing, but humbling him in regards to, oh no, I'm good. Are you crazy, bitch? I'm giving you 10K.
Oh
I'm
my
offering you
goodness.
10K. Are you crazy? No, no, I'm good. This
Mm.
what? This could change your life. You know who I am? He's getting humbled now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's like what it is for both of them.
Mm.
He needs to see that constantly
Yeah.
to get it. Me, I didn't get humbled that way
You
with
got
this
humbled?
lifestyle.
Oh, you've never
No,
gotten
I
humbled.
didn't get humbled that way. Mm-mm.
But when you say I didn't get
The
humbled
way I
that way,
started to grow was learning what I liked.
when did you
That's
start
what
to
made me
learn what you
build
liked?
more compassion. And remember when I was saying I was getting it like easy, the
Yeah.
submission? It was more arrogance to it. There wasn't a lot of patience, compassion, and whatnot. I didn't start to grow until I started to get women that weren't sub but acted like they were. They were more masochists. So that,
Oh.
oh, I have the sadist tendencies, but in certain environments. So no, that I don't like it. So now I started to adopt more empathy to build and grow, to build those relationships.
Mm.
So learning that's what made me grow to be in that regard. So I humble myself because, like I said, I never had women that never didn't
Submitted.
want to submit
Mm.
in any regard. When people hear that term, it doesn't necessarily mean um sexual or whatever.
So the women that weren't submissive, they that didn't humble you because they were masochists. So they were
Yeah,
submissive to a point.
yeah.
Not oh, gotcha. And that's what you figured out. Well, I don't want it to just be for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Makes
it
sense.
came to me realizing, and sometimes some people do it on their own, like special individuals. Like you ever take a personality test? I'll send you the
Yeah.
link. I'll send you the link. Special individuals who have high intuition, who
Hmm.
are assertive, who are natural leaders, who don't think at surface level.
They do that.
They have divine assistance. Like they don't even know what God is probably, but they're special. They get that divine assistance. They pick up on it quick and then they start healing themselves. And then they
Mm.
realize, no, this ain't right. This ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
natural leaders. It's the people that keep like making mistakes and following into that same path that are not leaders. They're
Mm.
just following. They're just following other people and they're following what they was doing 3 years ago.
And they probably don't know themselves either.
Yeah. So that's
Maybe they're on
usually
their
what
journey.
happens with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so final thoughts.
Final thought. I think if you don't know if you are an entitled person or somebody who thinks that they should be entitled, I think also people that don't get their way when they want it, that's a sign that you are an entitled person. Because I feel like somebody who empowers, they're cheering others on. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can do it. They're empowering somebody else, right? Because I also feel like somebody who is humble isn't entitled.
Mm.
It kind of contradicts one another. You know what I mean? So in case you don't know, the next time you're expecting, first of all, you shouldn't be expecting anything. But if you are expecting something and it doesn't go your way, if you get pissy about it, you're probably one of those entitled people. You might want to work on that.
Yeah. So for the workplace, the relationship, um, the business, if you know that you need to work to build, you don't enter any one of those establishments, corporations, potential dynamics, facilities, um, expecting what it is. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I told you, like, I said this in a show prior, and I said, a Asian woman or a black woman or whatever it is, she might be thinking to me, "Oh man, you always get the shortest end of the stick. You, you draw the shortest straw, or damn, you always have to struggle and this and that, and the Asian man and they're at the top." And I'm looking at it like I'm willing to work to the top because it's gonna be easier for me to sustain it than them. They're born there. But the woman is thinking like emotionally, that's not fair. No, 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 that's not fair. It's because you're black. And I'm looking at it like I'm not looking at my race or whatever. I'm looking at it like I'm a man. And what I believe a man does is work for his worth.
Mm.
So I'm willing to do that to get there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. So I think that entering the relationship, the workplace, the business, put in your half or your 100%. It's 100. Like put in the work. Don't just do bare minimum. Too many people doing bare minimum everywhere, expecting more. They're doing the bare minimum, expecting a lot. That's crazy. That's entitlement. So I think that, if we enter with that mentality, it's also good karma. So if you're spiritual, you believe that.
Wait, what's the
It's good
karma?
karma for you.
Mm.
The work you put in. The
Yeah.
universe watches everything. God, it's good karma for you. The person who cheated took the short route. Trust me, they may have gotten there today, but tomorrow they're not gonna be there because they didn't do the right thing to get there. Entitlement again. So I think that more education needs to be instilled with this, especially with the next generation. So relationships, workplace, business, put in the work and be willing to that. And like being humble means valuing other people's time too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste their time, don't lead them on. Have open communication. That's a big problem too in this society. So if the woman is saying that I want to submit, but I have certain things that I need to know for sure, she should articulate that instead of retaining that. I'm gonna move when I want to move. Then he's gonna go, and
Mm-hmm.
then you're gonna complain and then blame it on him for like, oh, he didn't have patience or whatever it is. See, so have open communication. Same thing with the guy. Have open communication of what it is. Oh, you want to live a poly lifestyle? Put that up front.
Yep. Not a lot of people
You know what I'm
communicate.
saying? If you're not gonna be there at 7 o'clock, don't say you are. Or
Yep.
call in advance and be like, yo, listen, traffic and what. It's the littlest thing. Be a man of your word. Have your core values. Like it's all about building respect and trust. That's what it comes down to. I don't respect modern. I only respect traditional. If modern are willing to transition into traditional, then I respect them. Because there's no way you a modern person and then you have these core values. It's an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. There ain't no such thing as, oh, well, I resonate with both traditional and modern. What? What? You
That's
think a
like
lion? You think a lion is saying, well, just because I eat zebra every day, I'm kind of a zebra sometimes. No, you resonate with one or the other
that's what.
based off your core values
Mm.
and your code and your principles and your boundaries that you set. If a woman says she won't sleep with you on the first date, that's her core values. Respect that.
Yep.
Maybe
Ladies, and
that
if
ain't
he
for
doesn't
you.
respect it,
Maybe that ain't for you,
run.
dude. So you bounce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But respect that. Don't make her shame. Oh, you trying to be celibate and make her feel bad for it or whatever it is.
Right.
You
And
you
don't play
understand
a
what?
game about it either.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, be open.
Mm-hmm.
Be about open communication
Be
for
honest.
the other person, and for like drop the sense of entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
Because the same woman who is not willing to give up the cheeks on the first night might still have some certain entitlement, but she's not sharing that. Well, this is why I wait. Well, I'm pursuing marriage. I date for a
Mhm.
purpose. Like, she's not saying all those things. So now the guy's like, oh, she probably playing games. I already seen her
Mm.
online. She's not, come on, she's not prude. Like, come on. You know, she's very flamboyant. Come on, she gonna be, she's down to play. It's a contradiction because there's no communication. So that's big. And
Communication
all
very
these
big.
things that I stated is
Yeah.
relationship. That's the cornerstone. Workplace, potential relationship dynamic, business.
No.
So communication is great to build the major components of respect and trust. So I don't think modern people respect modern people. They going with the flow. But a modern person definitely respects a traditional person. They just might not be ready for them. They don't know how to act because they're used to modern.
No.
They know it subconsciously. I'm just putting terms to things. And subconsciously, a traditional person does not respect the modern. They don't resonate with them. They don't do the shit they do.
Yeah, they don't
They
understand.
don't understand.
Yeah.
You
I didn't
know?
understand that, like, how from back in the days, like, when people, the older people started to listen to Elvis, and they're like, what is he doing with his hips and the way he dances and the
Mm,
music? And then when rap came out, and it was like my parents are like, what is that noise? Now I listen to the music of today. I'm like, what the hell?
yeah,
It's just not the same.
yeah,
Now I understand,
yeah,
because you don't understand them as it becomes more and more modern. You don't get it. You're stuck in where what you were surrounded by.
yeah, yeah. So I think the entitlement is like killing a lot of things
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
pertaining to these three categories.
Yeah.
You know, and I
It
think
kills
that if we
everything.
can just get it out, more people will be willing to put in more work
Mm-hmm.
because it all goes back full circle. If you want respect and trust, you're building some type of value by putting in work, and by you building some type of value with whatever that is, you're gonna learn to appreciate it more. That's the major component too. So
Appreciation.
it appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you because it all goes hand in hand. Appreciation is showing respect. It's also showing trust. It's all tied in together. Eventually it all connects. Even if you start at the top, it goes right back to the top. You know what I'm saying? A circular motion to connect. You know, so I think that that's what it comes down to. And I think, if we can eradicate this and just go into it, what's going on today is like, especially modern, right? Society, we're overly stimulated. Everything is like readily available to us, whether it's at our thumbs, whatever, dating apps, whatever it is, right? So when I say shit like work, people are scratching their head. Like they know what that means, but they're like, "What? I haven't heard that in ages. Work? Nah, we don't do that over here. We out here. We out here. We outside. We don't do that over here." Like, when you because of everything that's going on, so their minds are warped. And this overstimulation is creating the sense of entitlement because of all the shit that's free.
Mm.
So if it's free, why work? What? It's free. Come on, you can just go on Instagram now and see a naked chick. Well, that shit free. I don't pay for Instagram.
Or porn. Porn is free
Porn, like,
too.
yo, this shit free. Like, now it's like you can't even value the woman's body. You can't dominate her every inch because you're overly stimulated with porn or that online. So even a man can't dominate a woman sexually right because of that. A woman can't serve a dude. She think that that's crazy. Bring him his plate? Get the fuck out of here. Feminism, feminism. Women could sit at the head of the table. He should be bringing me my plate. I don't believe that shit. You see because of all this stuff. Like we go back to tradition, we get back to healthy. Goes hand in hand. I'm not telling people what to do. I always tell them test the shit out.
That's true.
Eventually they listen to me and they do what I say. I don't force them, but they test it out. Then they see, because they'll go through and be like, oh fuck that, that. Then they'll go through it. Couple of years, you mean the same niggas. You had me. They go to a couple of years. It's like, god damn. Then you end up believing me 2 years after. Shit, I should have listened. Or another situation or whatever. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
using me as an example to make them understand. So I think that that's the catalyst that is like just breaking people apart, in every regard. So I think character is what we need to get back to. What type of character do you have? Who are you? I think character is what we need to get back to. And we always talk about this on the show about knowing yourself. You're gonna have character and you're gonna know yourself. You're gonna have character by knowing yourself. And it's like it starts with the healing. So it's all like a uphill. And then now those boundaries are set. And those boundaries and those guidelines and those rules for yourself and other people are the fact that you practice self love, you have self discipline, you have character, you have principles, you have core values, you have a code, because that's knowing yourself. See, the simp don't have a code. You see? All full circle. The simp doesn't know himself. The simp doesn't know his value. He doesn't know his ancestors. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He doesn't know God clearly. So that's what it comes down to, I believe. I'm not telling people what it is. Test shit out. Then maybe you'll believe what I believe. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into one of those raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred, most unheralded, but soon to be heralded, unapologetically dominant, um, conversation stimulating after dark. What we got? 2 more episodes left. It's heating up. It's heating up.
He's spicy today. You saw him? Spicy man.
You know how we do.
Maybe I'll be spicy next time.
Yeah, she lying. She trying to give you guys some shit to be anticipated for. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm gonna
god,
be
yeah, I can't wait to see.
spicy.
See, Sue, yeah, come on, Sue, let's go,
I'm gonna
let's
bring
go.
my,
You got
my
the
boxing
feminists in the
gloves.
back. Got the feminists in the back cheering for you. Come on, Sue, come on, let's go, let's go.
Oh no, it's like this. Right?
All right. Once again, you tuned into the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.
Peace.